my god, no, no, no. Welcome to Middle Class Podcast.
हम लोग रेगुलर लोग हैं यार, है कि नहीं? क्या बोलते हैं तुम? आम जनता, मैंगो पीपल, राइट? हमको प्रैक्टिकल होना है, प्रैक्टिकल जिंदगी है, राइट?
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Not Stanley. Sasta Stanley.
Listen, if you were drinking from a Stanley, I would discard you from this podcast because what? How much is Stanley for? 80,000, 90,000? 1
No,
lakh?
bro. What are you saying? No, no. I think it's I don't know 4-5 thousand.
बहुत है यार मतलब
पानी पीने के लिए. हाँ, it's too
पानी
much.
पीने के लिए bro. I saw the dupe for 800. I thought that was also a lot.
This one is also in Indian rupees around that much only. I don't know how much dollars. This was a gift for my birthday. You would expect that someone gives a birthday gift as a real Stanley, but my birthday gift was also fake Stanley.
Just like your fake friends, bro. Both
इतने
getting this
पैसे.
out because your friend
Listen,
is
listen. The three people who support us, other than our own husbands and brothers, are our friends.
Listen to the non-fake friends. See, I don't even know who you are. I just wanted to sound cool and crack that joke.
Okay, so what are we talking about today, Sheena?
Okay, guys, we know the topic. Okay,
We know it. Yeah, we are prepared. We are prepared. Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about something which we are very close to, which is how it was growing up middle class in India. So that is the topic for the day.
Yes. Drum roll. Okay. So first, let's start with what do you think? What's the first thing that comes to your? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say middle class? You have to like sum it up, which is very difficult for us, but in one line.
Okay. So I think the most middle class thing in my life was that I saw the entire life cycle of buying clothes. Like we had नया कपड़ा आया तो वो बाहर वाले कपड़े हैं. Then they became थोड़े से ठीक है थोड़ा चिल थोड़ा बाहर. Then they became घर वाले कपड़े. Then they became कपड़े जहाँ पे तुम वो पहन के फर्शी पे बैठ के मैंगो खाओगे. Then those कपड़े became कि अभी तुम ये होली में पहन सकते हो. फिर वो होली वाले कपड़े became कि अभी इससे पोछा लगेगा. So the whole life cycle of a garment is, according to me, is the purest form of middle class. And what
Very
about
well said. According to me, middle class is my biggest fear till date, even as a 30-year-old, as a grown up, is losing the cap of a Tupperware box.
bro?
That's my
That is
biggest fear because I've done it once and I think my mom borderline discarded me from the house. So that's still my biggest fear. I still don't borrow tiffin boxes, even when my friends give me tiffin boxes. Even if it's a recyclable one, I still keep the cap very carefully. That's the fear in me. And that I think is the most middle class thing.
Vash, I have to ask you one thing. Ki when you order takeout food, like अपना takeaway food and all, do you
Yeah.
keep the Swiggy Zomato के डब्बे? Like I don't know, Canada में क्या है, DoorDash? Or,
Yeah,
what is
yeah, 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 yeah. There's actually even I don't. I only know Uber Eats, but again, we are
it?
not rich enough to eat out frequently, so I don't know.
Do you keep Swiggy
We
Zomato वाले डब्बे?
what Swiggy Zomato यहाँ पे?
मतलब do you in general keep the containers जिसमें खाना आता है?
Oh, yeah, I do, and I keep it like there's one dedicated shelf to it. So I am hopeful that someday I will start cooking and I will start giving friends food. Whenever that day comes, I want like recyclable dabbas for that, and for that I keep the boxes in one dedicated shelf. And once that's full, then the remaining boxes go out.
Bro, are you not cooking?
No, I don't cook.
So what do you all do for food?
We have tiffin service. We have more variety of tiffin service in Canada than in India. We have
Oh,
Gujju tiffin service. You have South Indian, North Indian, specifically like Jain food tiffin. You
oh,
name it and you get the variety here. So we get tiffin service from a very sweet Anu auntie.
wow,
So she sends us food.
very nice, yeah. So ये सारी Zomato, Swiggy के डब्बे तो मैं collect कर रही थी till recently, like Mihir told me that stop it. Why are you hoarding? Hoarding मतलब चार थे अपने पास, हाँ. And he's like, you also become like those wives who hoards things. You don't want to throw chai ka sachet also, which you get from the train. And I'm like, bro, when people come home, so फिर वो they take our tiffin and they go, na, I'll give it in this. And he was like, dude, this is the ultimate. I was like, dude, you're talking like a
No,
rich
but that's
guy.
real. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real. What you'll give your Tupperware box or what? My mom would मेरी मेरी मम्मी तो कभी मुझे बेटी को ना दे शादी के बाद Tupperware box. अपने घर में अपना बॉक्स रखो.
So, bro, how was it like growing up? How was your upbringing? How was everything? Like, tell me about your childhood, middle class
So
lives.
I have a very fun story to share. So as always, this revolves around things like boxes and bottles. So we I remember this one time. I think I was in second standard or third standard, and Horlicks के साथ ना free में वो एक flask देते थे, plastic का flask, ऐसे नहीं कि कोई fancy Milton का flask, like a very normal plastic flask they would give like free with the packets or bottles whatever you buy. So I think we had like two, three of them at home. So my because it was summer, my mom would give me some type of sharbat when I went to play with friends. So this one time I came back home and I forgot the Horlicks ka flask.
Hmm.
My mom at 7 p.m., which for a kid in second standard was like as good as midnight, has sent me back to the playground saying to flask leke aa. ठीक है तू ढूंढ के लेके आ. And I obviously didn't find it. किसी ने तो उठा लिया होगा. And it was a free flask. It was not like they paid from their hard-earned money or any of that. It was free. And if you go to the canteen and buy one more Horlicks, they'll give you one more free flask.
And
That
घर पे
offer.
और पड़े थे.
हाँ और तीन पड़े थे. And I came back and I obviously didn't find it. And I got the worst scolding from my mom. And then बहुत रो के, you know, that मुंह लाल है, मुंह से like there's liquid flowing from everywhere because you've cried so much and you're eating that soggy chapati because your tears are in that chapati. That was my dinner that night for a free Horlicks ka flask. My mom's gonna see this and she's gonna feel like I want to say you're a better mother now. But no, I'm just kidding. But that is what I remember. One story from my childhood. What
Bro,
about you?
every time you see Horlicks, do you remember that episode?
Bro, my mom, the thing is, my mom gave me such a hard time, and now she doesn't remember it.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
my mom is like, कौन सा Horlicks flask? I would never be so mean to you. And I'm like, what are you saying, bro? Like, you're so mean to me.
No, they just suppress these memories, huh? Like I remember
Yeah.
like मैंने बचपन में जितनी मार खाई है ना maximum मैंने खाई है for either failing in my exams or being fat. So it was either one of these, and the combination of these was just horrible. So once in seventh standard, okay, like seventh में वो तुमको रुका देते हैं, like seventh में और ninth में अगर, and मैं मुझसे मुझसे
Oh.
हमेशा I would get like 36, 37, 40 in a good year. I don't know, I was just really dumb. So once my mom had come with me to the PTA meeting, and my teacher is just screaming. My mom is listening, bichari, pausing. And my mom is like, it's your fault also, na, because you don't have regular exams. And we had like at least 20 exams, out of which I have not told my parents about 18. I used to go give exams, and I used to just say कि half yearly होती है, annual होती है, और कुछ नहीं होती. My teachers are like, bro, look at these mark sheets and all. And my mom is just looking at me and she's like, तू बस कर चल तनु दसनी है, तू कर चल. She's gone home. She's racked the shit out of me. Okay, मतलब मैं
Ouch.
इतनी मार खाई है.
Ouch.
Now after this, okay, she's crying. I'm crying. She's also crying equally because she's like, यार क्या करूँ तेरा? And then we both are crying, and then she's taken me to for shopping to pantaloons to cover up for the beating. And I'm in tears in the trial room also. But I'm like, yeah, कपड़े मिल रहे हैं तो ले लेती हूँ. Then we stopped on our way to Marzurin and we are still crying. We are eating our burger. रो रहे. So, dude, it was hilarious, man. Just growing up poor and fat is a bad
Oh my
combination.
god. Oh my god, that's hilarious. But oh god, that's funny. But do you think our lives would be different if we grew up rich? What do you picture it like if we grew up rich?
यार एटलीस्ट ना मेरे स्कूल में तो जो अमीर था जो गरीब था everyone was on the same level. Like we didn't know the concept of poor and rich growing up. Like I don't remember having this conversation with my friends कि oh she is rich or he is rich. There was only one
Yeah.
day of my entire life in school, okay, where there was this girl and she, like, if it's your birthday तो तुम eclairs देते हो, वो melody देते हो या कुछ भी
Yeah.
दो. This
Yeah.
girl has given small China pens, like, which is the height of being rich, to like a class of 50 kids.
Chinese ink pens.
Yeah, it's mini.
Oh,
Not again the big one, which I'm assuming would be more expensive, right? Because I've never seen a mini ink pen.
I've never seen it either. I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
So after that, we just saw her in a different light, yeah, because we thought कि यार तुम तो बड़ी loser थी, अब तो तुम अमीर हो. तो उसके बाद से हमने
Perspective change.
perspective change, yeah. We're like,
Now you're my
तुम्हारा
new best friend.
हाँ. So I think the only difference in my life would be like I'd be hanging out with the same people. Maybe I would just have a better birthday gift. That's it. What about you?
A better birthday gift than a fake Stanley.
Wow, yeah. But
Maybe.
this one was your friend is giving one person. Imagine if you were growing up rich, 50 लोगों की क्लास में तुम इतनी महंगी गिफ्ट दे रहे हो तो तुम्हारा
नो
तो क्या ही
वे।
जज्बा है।
अरे 50 लोगों का क्लास होता तो मेरे मम्मी पापा बोलते बर्थडे तो मनाओ ही मत स्कूल में क्योंकि 50 लोगों के लिए टॉफी देना तो बहुत है। अगर 20 बच्चे हैं तो काफी है। Yeah, bro, I can't imagine growing. So the thing is, we were, because my father was in the Navy, everyone around us was the same. So it's not
Hmm.
like I didn't go to a private school to know the difference, and everyone grew, we all stayed in the Navy buildings in the naval park. So everyone grew up with the same kind of house and the same kind of cars and the same kind of everything. So I never knew a difference of what it is like to, like, only when I got out of like the Navy bubble, when I went to college and when I went to high school, is when I knew there was a difference. And that's when I realized that people really care about what you come to school or college in. Like I used to go in an auto, then it was like, oh, ye auto mein aati hai, like school mein, so, and some people would come in a car, and that was apparently a bigger deal. And I was like, I'm sorry that my parents don't care enough to drop me every day, but that's not my fault.
मेरे पेरेंट्स वेल्ले नहीं है।
Exactly, yeah. Dono, and both my parents were working, so obviously, like they didn't have a chance, and they were obviously working very hard. Now that growing up, I know what money is. I understand why they did what they did. But no, I can't imagine growing up rich because it feels almost like
हो ही नहीं सकता
पाप।
ब्रो।
पाप लगता है कि आप इतना झूठ बोल रहे हो कि आप मतलब अमीर ग्रो अप कर सकती हो, नहीं। बट नो, आई हैव नो, now I have no complaints. Maybe if you asked me as a second standard child searching for that Horlicks flask, I would have had a different story. But no, I have no complaints. I think it was fine. Although I would have liked more Lays and more Kurkure, I was allowed only, I think, once a month to eat those chips and like get those things and all. But now growing up, I feel like I wish I had that control. Now I have no control. I can eat whenever I want, and that's not good. So, but yeah.
While growing up, I was तो like भाई एक बार बड़ी हो गई ना तो रोज कुरकुरे चिप्स खाऊंगी, रोज पेप्सी पीऊंगी। दिस इज लाइक द हाइट ऑफ बीइंग रिच, लाइक रोज 60 रुपए का सब कुछ खाऊंगी।
And now look at us. Now we are doing a podcast hoping that someone gives us views so that we can get free dabelis and I might get one free coffee.
Vesh, I have decided that I will not eat a dabili till I earn something from this podcast. Just for the heck of it, like
Sheena, I think that's pushing it a little bit too much. खा ले. थोड़ा सा खा ले.
Bro, I have been thinking कि यार I want to do something कि जब तक ये नहीं होता तब तक मैं ये नहीं करूंगी, and dabili is the right amount of sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, it is the right amount.
What do you think I should not do? I
हाँ,
can't not have a coffee till that, यार.
no,
मतलब वो
that is
थोड़ा
too
मुश्किल
much.
हो जाएगा यार. हाँ.
Don't have
What do you
a
think?
Tim Hortons, or if you ever have that. I don't know. That's the
No,
only
but
brand I.
yeah, but that's because that's the sasta coffee here, so that's what you can have.
Oh, वो सस्ती कॉफी है।
कनाडा में हाँ।
मैं एक बार
नहीं
गई थी
एक्चुअली,
वहां पे, मैं यार ये तो मेरे को महंगा लग रहा है बहुत।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, यहाँ यहाँ टिम्स से सस्ता मैकडी है, तो मैकडी की कॉफी सस्ती है।
Oh, okay. I just recently had a. Do you know Mirvans?
I Is that like some sort of a cake thing?
Huh, it is. So
I
Mirvans
know,
has
then I
like
know.
these small sandwiches and rolls and all, which are for like 20-30 bucks. Huh? Amazing. And yeah, 40 की coffee. So that day, Meera and I went and we were so happy and we got a coffee and we were like, this is the right amount of money we want to pay for a coffee. And we would drink a lot of coffee. And I was like, यार कोई हमारी बात सुनेगा ना? They were like, "ये कैसी coffee lovers हो यार तुम लोग?" I was like, यार 40 रुपए ठीक है bro. इतने
आई एग्री, नहीं नहीं नहीं, आई एग्री। कोल्ड कॉफी भी जैसे पुणे में हम कॉलेज में भी पीते थे, वो
yeah.
कॉलेज के टाइम पे तो चलो 25 रुपए की कोल्ड कॉफी थी, विच ऑल्सो सीम्ड लाइक भाई 25 रुपए देना है हमको, क्योंकि हफ्ते में एक बार पीने का भी मन करता है फिर कॉफी। नहीं, बट हाँ, आई डोंट नो, आई थिंक ऑफ समथिंग, आई गिव अप टिल
ठीक है.
वी मेक मनी। आई थिंक ऑफ
और
समथिंग फॉर आवर नेक्स्ट एपिसोड।
So, bro, tell me one thing. कि
या
when you were growing up,
या
चलो ठीक है. But I just want to put this note, okay? So Mir was telling me today, I was telling him we are talking about middle class, and he was like, "Oh, listen, Vaishnavi is in Canada and she's got this cool gadget and all." And तब तक मेरा mic आ गया, तो he's like, "You will be sitting with a mic and all," and he's like, "Please don't be like Ananya Pandey. You'll be like, oh, I struggled a lot." So I was telling him कि नहीं, अभी फिर भी थोड़ी ठीक है, लेकिन growing up तो we grew up middle class only. So he was like, yeah, so please make sure that you tell everyone that. Because he's like, real people, who are struggling and all will look at you all and be like, these bitches. And I was like, oh,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Guys, I
So,
just want to say that I got this mic on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, which is the OLX of Canada. And this I got free because I stole it from my brother.
yeah. This was gifted to me by my brother, and the shoes behind, I don't own them, it's Mihir's. So, yeah.
People are still gonna assume Mihir is rich.
हाँ यार मीर का ना मेरे को लगता है कि उसके डीएनए में है, लाइक अभी ये शायद ये जन्म में नहीं, पर पिछले जन्म में तो वो हुआ होगा यार अमीर, क्योंकि वो जब खरीदता है चीजें, मैं तेरी हट कैसे पड़ी यार सीवी भी डालने की, एंड आई एम लाइक हाउ guts. So I
But
think
even
his
Mrigank
whole,
thinks of me like that. Mrigank also thinks of me like that. Mrigank
uh,
is like, अरे भाई, and I'll be like, हाँ ठीक है कर लेते हैं. He'll be like, कर लेते हैं? Like no hesitation, कर लेते हैं? Do you know how much it costs? What do you mean कर लेते हैं? That one word that I say will give me so much shit.
bro. So today, like, we are packing for a trip. So every time we go for a trip is Meer's annual underwear buying episode. So he's gone and he's watched this expensive underwear and I was like, यार तेरी हट कैसे पड़ी यार मतलब, and he was like, भाई मैं कम खरीदता हूँ पर अच्छी खरीदता हूँ, and I was like, यार ये तो अमीरों की डीएनए है यार, क्योंकि मैं तो जूडियो से खरीदती हूँ लाइक 3 महीने में एक बार, like for $250 की 3, and I'm like, मुझे तो वही प्राइस सही लगता है यार, I was like, सही
Yeah,
है
the
भाई.
only time I've done that kharcha like without hesitation is when I was coming now, like this year, literally this year when I was coming to Canada, because I was like, bro, Canada में तो मैं नहीं खरीद पाऊंगी, वहाँ तो बहुत ही महंगा होगा. और यहाँ पे जान पहचान है कि कौन सा ब्रांड तुम्हारे लिए है, क्या पसंद है, ना पसंद है. तो I was like, अच्छा खासा लेके जाना है, can't keep like compromising on this. But that's the only time I splurge. But otherwise, yeah, even I don't. That's
चलो good यार.
also in the potential that I shouldn't have to splurge in dollars because
No,
splurging in rupees is better for me. उस thought process में मैंने काफी shopping करी कि मैं अभी कर लूंगी.
nice.
Which was in hindsight, I think it was a good thing.
Good. It's good
Hmm.
for one person to have that DNA because मेरी डीएनए थोड़ी गरीबी थी, अभी मीर की वजह से थोड़ी बेटर हो गई. तो लाइक देयर वाज अ टाइम व्हेन वी डिडंट हैव मनी, तो हर जगह आई यूज्ड टू बी लाइक चलो बाइक पे जाते हैं, लाइक इवन इफ यू गोइंग वेस्ट एंड, हम लाइक चलो बाइक पे चलते हैं. एंड वन पॉइंट बाइक नहीं मारी, कौन सी एक्टिवा गंदी वाली. सो लाइक टिल द लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम टिल लाइक फोमो आई वाज लाइक यार बाइक पे चलते हैं, एंड मुझे कहा मैंने साड़ी लहंगा ड्रेस एनीथिंग,
Oh
हम लाइक चलो
my
चलो बाइक पे
God.
चलते हैं. तो हम लाइक कार में डालेंगे पेट्रोल 1000 का, क्यों भरना है इतना पैसा. Till once me, he was like, you know what, I don't want to go on the bike. And he was like, it's cold, it might rain. I'm like, ठीक है, रुक जाएंगे साइड में झाड़ के नीचे अगर बारिश आ रही है तो. But he changed my core personality. He was like, it's okay to go in a car. I'm like, okay. So, yeah.
No, but but I think that happens, right, with your like partners. But okay, before we get into that, I had a question for you, and I'll tell you why I'm asking this. Have you had, and we all, as middle class, we all always have those relatives, those families who are obviously much better to do than we are, well to do than we are. Have you had those situations growing up, and how did you react?
So, bro, मेरी सारी combined family में, actually forget family, मेरी सारी circle expand कर लो, सब कुछ. There's only one rich person I know, who's my mama. He's in Thailand. I only know one rich person. If I ever need to know like how a rich person is, I just think of him.
That's the only reference
I,
that you have.
who's close enough to me? मतलब ऐसा maybe I might know another rich person, मुझे इतनी close नहीं है ना. You
Close
can't ask
enough.
them
Fair.
questions.
Fair.
He used to come to Pune like maybe once in 2 years or something, and my mom would train me and Karan to such standards. He listened because he is a single guy. Okay, he's in his like 60s now maybe, but back in the day he was in his 40s, so he was a cool single guy who stays in Thailand. And he used to come and he would get his credit card and he would be like, I'm taking you all for shopping. And but
Ooh.
that he's so busy, so we have to shop really fast. We can't be like, okay, I'm going to go try. So my mom would just be like, listen, you know what? Just buy whatever you have to buy. Don't ask stupid questions and all. And dude, guess what I've bought? Like, guess what I've bought all the time?
Don't say, are you going to say clothes, shoes?
No. So listen, I grew up fat, so I was like, यार ये अभी मैं अच्छी तो दिखने नहीं वाली हूँ. So my brother has bought gadgets. He has entered, which I forgot the landmark was the place.
Landmark. Mm-hmm.
Huh. So my brother has entered the guts. He's bought a laptop. He's entered and he's touched a laptop and he was like, I want this. And my mom was like, go for it. And I have bought books, like lots of books, okay? Because
Is
by
that why you
original,
read so much?
huh, because I was like, bro, books is expensive to buy, okay? One book is for like
Yeah, it is.
300, and not even
Yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
it's expensive. Yeah, yeah, it's expensive.
Bought CDs because I was like, cassette तो मैं अपने पैसों से खरीद सकती हूँ. But I bought like Hilary Duff, Beyonce. तभी
Oh
CDs were for
my God.
395 rupees. And I bought like 20 in one go, bro. Because I was like, पता नहीं आर्टिस्ट पर बाद में देख लेंगे ब्रो अभी अपने पास आधा घंटा है and we've just filled up our carts and we were like चलो चलो let's go. So that was the highlight of my childhood.
Oh, I never had a choice like that. I would get a like I had one uncle from both sides who was living abroad. But yeah, like when they would come to India, I would get like one in the US and one in southern part of Africa in Botswana. Um, so whenever they would come to India, they would get really nice things. I remember the first phone that obviously because I'm the younger one, and I'm sure yours was the same case. Your first phone would be a throwaway from your brothers. Mine was also, but the first phone that like among siblings that we had was a gift from my mama that Harish had gotten. And obviously, when Harish got too tired for it, I remember it was a Sony Ericsson something. It had like the camera that
Orange
would
color?
open like that. No, 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 it
Yeah.
was black and silver.
Right.
No,
Oh,
it wasn't a flip phone.
okay.
It was पर पीछे ना वो ऐसे side करो तो camera खुलता है. Like you had a slide thing where the flash and the
Hmm.
camera open. It was really cool. Obviously, my brother had it for a very long time, and then when he was done and he was going to college and he needed to throw it away, is when I got that the same phone. So that was both our first phones. That came from my mama. And the nicest now I would go back and say our Indian chocolates are the best, but growing up, Hershey's and like all of that was a very big deal. So
Where's
growing
you
up,
really think Indian chocolates are the best?
I really like Indian chocolates. Yeah,
कौन
I
सी?
mean, यार मेरे को तो सब पसंद है यार. डेयरी मिल्क दे दो, 5 स्टार दे दो, मंच दे दो, किटकैट तो हर जगह मिलती है. बट all of these, I still like gems. I would I like all of those more than Hershey's and like
हाँ.
yeah. I love chocolate. Snickers तो चलो again हर जगह मिलती है. But
Bro, but I
I like
find
Indian chocolates more.
like इंडिया का किटकैट वर्सेस बाहर का किटकैट इधर का
Yeah.
बहुत स्वीट नहीं.
हाँ, स्वीट ज़्यादा है, यहाँ पे इट्स मोर चॉकलेटी एंड थिक, लाइक थिक चॉकलेट, लाइक रिच चॉकलेट. यहाँ पे तो एटलीस्ट दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव नोटिस्ड. या,
Yeah.
हियर दैट्स द केस. बट
So like if you
आई
hold a KitKat for too long, तुम्हारी हाथ पे वो ऐसा चिपचिप
लग
हो
जाता
जाता
है.
है.
हाँ,
Palm oil, bro.
आउच.
Okay. Hmm.
I'm just gonna have a mayo sandwich, so I don't want to talk about no to unhealthy food.
That's nice. Okay, so you had two rich uncles growing up, and
Yeah.
did you ever like look at them and be like, "Bro, this is what I want to be," or
Um, no, I found it very inspiring that there's so much you can do, but I think I was also too scared to ever think that this is what I want to do, or like I was very scared to like step out of home when I remember when I moved to Pune. I was very scared to step out of India also. Like it now when I came to Canada, I'm the person who gets too comfortable in the bubble and it's very difficult for me to step out. I get too scared. तो आई वाज़न्ट ऑफ द एस्पिरेशन कि हाँ भाई मैं तो यूएस चली जाऊँगी, मैं यहाँ चली जाऊँगी, आई विल डू दिस, आई विल डू दैट. I mean, although now looking at it, I am in
वही
the
हुआ है?
no, but I'm very close to being towards the US. But yeah, but I think I always found it very nice that they were very generous with their love. Like it would not, yeah, that I think is I really appreciate it. They were always very generous with their love that they would do for us. I mean, it's still the case. The only thing is I'm not a kid anymore, but I always found that very nice.
वैश अभी हमारे लिफाफे देने के टाइम आ गए, लेने के नहीं.
लिफाफे में डालने के लिए पर बैंक में कुछ नहीं है. प्रॉब्लम
Yes.
वो है.
Bro, listen, I've reached a
मैं
stage
तो
in my
अभी भी
life.
लेती हूँ यार लिफाफे. मैं तो अभी भी लेती हूँ.
Bro, listen, I've gone to so many places where people have forgotten I've met them and they keep giving me first time शादी के बाद वाला लिफाफा and I don't even say no. I'm like, दे दो यार.
Yeah,
क्या
even I get
आपसे
that.
शर्माऊं?
Yeah, people, because people have not met us or they couldn't make it for my wedding, so then they'll give like first time we are meeting. I'm like, nay, 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 it's okay, it's okay.
No, I'm beyond that, no joke wala phase also. I'm like, thanks, bro. Thanks. पैसे को कभी ना नहीं बोलते.
I yeah, American I'm ready. Okay, chalo. What
Okay, wait, I
else
have
do
one
you?
question for rich relatives. Can you tell me
Okay.
one thing? That, so growing up middle class, more or less, our parents did tell us, it's not, money is not everything and all,
Yeah,
which is
हम भी
again,
अभी भी बोलते हैं. No, it is only we still say it because only people without money say it.
yeah, that's true. Actually, I think people with money say it more, that money is
Because
not
they
everything.
already have it. But yeah, but people without money also, we also say money is not the important thing. Because we don't have it. We can't say it is important and we don't have it.
That's true. So, do you think, like, money is the root of all evil, what they say? Or is it just something that rich people have started so that garib stay garib?
No, bro, I feel like there is a lot that comes with money. There is a lot that comes with money. Obviously, it's not like I would know it to say it in too much detail. But I do feel like a lot comes with money. Like, be it how
Sukoon.
do you know? Yeah, like like you spoke about fake friends. I'm sure
Hmm.
a lot of that also comes, right? I mean, there's a lot that comes with whether they like हम movies में नहीं देखते कि do they like you for you. So I was watching one show on Netflix, and she secretly turned out to be a billionaire, and she reveals it to like her husband like
Is it a
after they
K
have a
drama?
way. No, 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 no. This was
Okay.
this like a murder mystery thing called No Good Deed on
Oh, I
yeah,
keep meaning
it's
to watching it. Huh.
yeah. So anyway, she finds out that so she tells her husband that she's a billionaire many months later, and she basically she's like I didn't want they don't show their true colors because you don't know if you like them for them or whatever. So I paused it and I looked at Mrigank. I was like, now would be a good time for you to tell me that you're a billionaire because now after 6 years, if you don't think I like you for you, then that's problematic. But I was like, now would be a good time for you to say that, you know what, I'm actually a billionaire. He just looked at me and he's like, and he literally looked up from his phone. He's like, I'm just panicking looking at our credit card bill. I was like, okay, that's fair. So we are not billionaires. No, but like those things come in, right? Like those things come in. You don't know if someone is with you for you. I'm sure there's a lot of security, safety issues. Like there's so much. I think people,
गरीबों वाली thinking है वैश ये. I think this is rich people propaganda to, कि इन लोग को
so that we
गरीबी.
don't aspire. नहीं यार, but people with देख बहुत कम पैसा हुआ तो भी you can't sleep peacefully. बहुत
Hmm.
ज्यादा हुआ तो भी you can't sleep peacefully. People like us who are like in the middle, actually we also don't sleep peacefully, but somewhere we manage to get enough sleep. So I feel like it's the right place to be. What do you
Hmm.
think money is evil?
Yeah, I feel like money na, it just amplifies whoever you are. If you're a good person, तुम बड़े level पे अच्छा करोगे. If you're a, can we abuse?
Really?
If you're a hoot with a C, then तुम बड़े level पे करोगे. तो जो तुम हो, वो तुम बड़े level पे हो जाओगे when you have access to so much money. Like, hmm. I
Oh,
think so.
really? That's a good way to think about it.
Hmm. Like, I think
I feel
Ratan
like
Tata
money
was a
is
great example. He did so much
that's
good.
true. That's true.
And yeah.
That's very true. But there are very few examples like that. That's my
Hmm.
point. Not
Right,
everyone
some people are
is
way more.
exactly. That's why I was surprised for you that you said
Kidding.
that. हाँ, क्योंकि good examples are very less यार.
Very
मतलब
less.
literally except Ratan Tata, there's probably no one that I can think of anyway. मैं तो वैसे भी I couldn't think of anyone until you said it. But are you gonna say PC?
I thought about it, but Preeti, like, see, she has money now, and she's still. अभी क्या पता, bro? I think I'll meet PC someday, and she'll just be such a bitch, and I'll be like, "Nee, never meet your idols." But I think, like, okay, so there's one thing. She had gone for she was doing something, okay, some interview, and a very small YouTuber met her long back. And she was like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And she was like, "Of course I remember you." Now it could totally be scripted, but I'm like, "यार, इसको तो लोग भी याद है यार, मतलब सही है bro, मतलब अमीर भी है, स्मार्ट भी है, सब कर रही है भाई."
नहीं, but it could totally be scripted.
I'm so gullible. I'm like, ये ही है.
हम लोग रेगुलर लोग हैं, है कि नहीं? क्या बोलती है तुम? आम जनता, मैंगो पीपल, राइट? हमको प्रैक्टिकल होना है, प्रैक्टिकल जिंदगी है, राइट?